Hi there, everyone. My name is Jason Prigge. Thank you so much for joining us for this very, very special episode of Coffee on the Coast. I am here with Brett Norell, President and CEO of Holy Family Memorial and Sister K. I love just calling her Sister K. It sounds so sweet, and as sweet as she is. So today we're talking about a few things. There's a big event coming up here at Holy Family Memorial. Can you guys tell me about it? A little bit about what's happening here?
Well, on September 28th, we will be celebrating 120 years of existence here in the Manitowoc community.
Wow, 120 years. That's a very long time. So that's the hospital itself existing in Manitowoc County at 120 years.
Correct.
Wow. So how did that all begin?
It began a long time ago with the growth of Manitowoc County itself and the founding of our community, which is celebrating 150 years this year.
So the sisters have been in Manitowoc for 150 years, and the hospital has been here for 120.
Correct.
So the sisters were here before the hospital and started the hospital. How did they start a hospital here?
By the needs of the county, the people asking them for, there was no health care in the area of Manitowoc, greater Manitowoc area, and it was needed for the shipping industry and the growth of the city, and there weren't any healthcare facilities. And despite the fact we had no money and we were in debt, we said it had to be done.
Do you have any stories or anything that stands out in the history, maybe some of your favorite moments?
Of our history?
Yeah.
Well, it started with 5 women who decided to form a religious community, and basically were in education at that time. As the immigrants were coming over, they needed to have their children educated, and we have a large group of Catholic children. So that's where we started. Probably one of the key points that relates to Holy Family Memorial is that just before, probably about 10 years before we began here, we had just had a fire that destroyed our entire mother house.
Wow.
So we talk about providence in God and trusting in God, because they would go out on trips to collect money.
Wow. So you went from education into healthcare, and then a physical building was built. Was it here on this site?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That part is down now.
Yeah, that part is down. September 28th, 1899, the hospital on these grounds opened. Costing approximately $75,000.
Wow.
And had one of the first working elevators in a hospital in the state, in the country.
It's known to be the most modern.
Yes, known to be the most modern hospital.
So, like, what type of things were they serving in the community? Was it births of children? Was there like sickness? Was there something that stands out in the history of the hospital in those early days where the community was really affected by the hospital?
I would say yes, particularly it was illness, but then after the war was the baby boom.
Yeah.
And actually built a whole section for the pediatrics at that time.
Yeah, in 1947, an expansion occurred at the hospital, which included a pediatric wing.
Wow. So the baby boom affected Manitowoc in a big way, and the sisters were here to help out.
So, Holy Family Memorial has expanded over the years. We were originally called Holy Family Hospital. After we merged with Memorial Hospital, if folks remember that, Memorial Hospital came in the 1950s. And in 1990s, we merged together to create Holy Family Memorial. And from there, we began to expand services. We added physician practices. We added a pharmacy. We expanded to 2 Rivers with our lakefront campus. We built Harbor Town out on the towards the highway on the west side. We've been able to add services like a cancer center, a cardiac cath lab to treat heart attacks, and we just continue to expand our services to meet the needs of this community. So as we look at the next 120, we are a community hospital, as I said. We're really dedicated to the health and well-being of this community. As Sister said, it's mind, body, and spirit. So as I look forward to another 120 years of this organization, it's just that continued dedication to the city and the county of Manitowoc.
Whether it's 120, 500, I don't know how many years it's going to be, but we are committed to the sponsorship of the hospital.
So tell me a little bit about the support of the sisters. Now, all the sisters aren't doctors and working in the hospital. How do the sisters support the hospital these days?
We support the hospital by what we call sponsorship. Our role is to make sure that the hospital is keeping its Catholic identity and that it has its mission and it's true to its mission and has best practices. So in a sense, it's an administrative oversight rather than actual working on site.
So in hospitals and in healthcare, is this setup, is this system sort of unique, Brett, or is this pretty common?
I would say being an organization that is really a sole hospital, we're independent in a community. We're sponsored in the way we are with over 200 religious women who support us, having 4 sisters on our board of directors, having sisters who volunteer on a lot of our committees and actually volunteer in roles here in the hospital. That's unique. I've worked in other Catholic organizations where the number of sisters has dwindled and they're not able to be active in the mission. And we're fortunate to have very active sisters here, which really, I think, drives home for our employees the mission and the importance of the Catholic identity and the sponsorship of the sisters.
So as far as the 120th goes, what type of events are you having here at the hospital to celebrate?
So we're planning a celebration here in the Heritage Garden on September 28th. It just so happens that our anniversary date is a Saturday. We're going to have a program. We'll have an event from 2 to 4 o'clock with a program at about 2:30. We'll ask folks to speak. Sister Natalie Benversi, who is the community director, and we'll ask some other local dignitaries to come in and really make comment about the importance of Holy Family Memorial in this community. After the program is done and after 4 o'clock, where we'll move into our chapel and have Mass.
We're trying to combine a little bit of the 150th with the 120th. So we'll have our sisters music outreach group will be doing the liturgy music. So I think it'll be a nice celebration. Yes.
Super, and it's open to the public.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So anybody can come. And if somebody wants to find out more information about the hospital, where would they look? And in particular about I'm a history buff, I love learning about the history. Where can I find out more about the history of the 120 years of Holy Family Memorial?
Well, I think there's a few places. You can go to hfmhealth.org, which is our website. You can also go and see the history of the sisters at their website if you search for the Franciscan Sisters of Christian Charity, and you'll find their website where there's a lot of history about the sisters and their other missions that they serve in other states. You can follow us on our Facebook page where we do push out, I think we're calling them Monday Memories, which really talk about the history of the hospital in this community.
Wow.
Special to that event as well, we're designing some prayer cards to give out to all of our guests. One side has the 120th, the hospital. The other side has the 150th, the sisters.
Neat. So being a part of that deep history, what does that mean to you, Brett, coming in?
Oh, it's so proud. I've worked in 2 types of industries in my career, in pediatric and in Catholic. And to me, the mission of serving the community, of the residents, of really trying to drive a healthy lifestyle and having the support of the sisters is amazing.
I can tell you all, this is one of the nicest people you can find anywhere in Manitowoc.
Sister Kay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Shining endorsement. Look at that. Wow. I love walking the front door of this hospital, which is something you don't hear all the time, right? People saying, because it's always smiles and greeting. And I think that's where you guys set yourself apart. There are people ready to help you right away when you walk in, and it's nothing but happiness and friendliness here, which helps with healing as far as I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the experts.
That's the part that we do, is that
Yeah.
It's not just body, it's mind and spirit as well.
Very cool. Well, thank you for doing all the hard work that you do, and it's really important work. And what a great staple in the city of Manitowoc, and what a deep history. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. You got to do the handshake just like they do on the night. Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you at the 120th celebration on September 28th.